It does it every single time. Now, if I was at home not doing anything or just not being recorded, that would have came out just fine. Now, what I started out with today, I actually had cracked the egg first and just put it in the bowl. And sometimes I don't like to crack eggs on video because it's like this little white stuff that's in the egg, and I always pick it out. So that's why I'll usually just crack my eggs, not on camera, because I'm too busy trying to pick the little white pieces out of the egg. But okay, so I started out with an egg, and then I came in with a can. It's 29 ounces of actually pure pumpkin. So it's not pumpkin filling or anything like that. It's pure pumpkin. Next, I'm gonna come in. I have a block of cream cheese that is beyond room temperature. It is really, really um, real room temperature, but that's good because that means that it'll mix a little bit better. And this one is the low fat cream cheese. I was looking for the fat free, but it's only particular stores that actually sell fat free. And the only store that I found that sells it is actually Walmart, and it's the Walmart brand. Next, I'm going to come in with some brown sugar. I'm not measuring this, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So that's probably about 3/4 of a cup or so. I just wanted to make this just a little bit sweet. Um, Next, I'm just going to come in with some salt. When you do baking, you do need to add a little bit of salt. You will thank me later. I'm not saying it fully season it like you're seasoning some food, but this does need to be seasoned. Next, I'm gonna come in with just a little bit of vanilla.
You got the real stuff.
The real stuff. I'm like, okay, because I know you guys were talking about me bad
What's
with that.
wrong with imitation vanilla?
If you are a real bakers will never use
Well, real
imitation.
baking is really expensive.
Well, it pays what it says. It pays to be beautiful. It pays like if you're really a baker, you'll really just get it. Yes, that is cinnamon. I know you guys talk about me. Oh, that's too much cinnamon. I like cinnamon, so I always add a lot. If you don't like it, when you're making it, then you can just go ahead and put the amount of cinnamon that you like. Next, I'm going to get this mixed up. I'm going to try to not get us all wet up because this mixer is so powerful. I'm like, this is really like, yes, I'm like, this is really a mixer for bakers because you don't have to worry about it. You know, your stuff is going to be well incorporated. I mean, the stuff usually be flying everywhere. It's just like, oh, this is just too powerful.
It's doing good though.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said I really like that cream cheese was room temperature because it really is mixing really well. And sometimes if you're worried about your cream cheese like sticking to the package when you're trying to get it off the package, sometimes I would just pour the filling in a bowl and the cream cheese when it was still cold into the bowl and just kind of let it sit and just kind of let it get room temperature in the bowl. So then that way you're not trying to.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah, this looks good already. This is just a pumpkin cream cheese. It's kind of like a filling, but it's not, it's going to go on the bottom. So that was quite simple. Next, I'm just going to try to get this in the pan. And I'm going to come in. Well, I found a bigger pan today so everything can spread out a little bit more evenly. I'm just going to spray this a little bit. I don't think it's needed. I don't really think it's going to stick, but I'm still going to go ahead and spray it. Now I'm going to try to get this poured in here. And I always pour wrong, but I think it's because I have nails and I cannot grip the bowl like somebody who doesn't have nails. So just bear with me.
Any grip is very important.
It's just like, yeah, I'm trying to not break no glass. So
Or
if I
no
have
nails.
to, well, hope, yeah, not that. But it's like if I can avoid making a mess, I'll just pour it the way that's a little bit easier for me to do. And that's easier for me to do. Like a lot of my mixing bowls that I have at home have handles on them.
Mm.
So when you pick it up, you can just pick it up by the handle and pour it.
We could tell HI.
Exactly. And look, I'll probably come in and he'll then bought me some new bowls with some handles. So
Yes, Ryan R cares for us.
yes, he does. He's really good. If we say we need something or we're missing something, he definitely, does listen to us
Ooh, that looks so good.
already.
I wish everyone could smell how it smells like a pumpkin harvest in here.
Yeah, you can smell the pumpkin real good. So next, I'm going to come in with the spice cake. Now, I'm using this one because it is the pumpkin, but if you want to just use a regular um, yellow cake, that would be absolutely fine. I just saw the spice cake, so I was like, oh, I'm just going to use the spice cake. Sorry, I'm getting out of focus, but this pan is so big, I just had to kind of try to scooch it over a little bit. And usually when I make the dump cake, I usually don't use all of the cake mix, but today I am. Now, also, I made this before, and actually, I put crust on the bottom too. And what I did is I just had put a little bit of the cake mix on the bottom with some butter, and then I had let that cook. And it seemed like it really did take a long time to cook. That's probably why I didn't do it like that this time. It probably took about 30 minutes for it to cook, but it did come out really, really good. So if you kind of want a bottom crust on this, you actually can just go ahead and put the cake mix on the bottom with some butter and then let that bake for about 30 minutes to kind of get you a crust and then use the rest on the top. Now next, I'm going to come in. I had a stick of butter and about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Now, a lot of people just use butter in a dump cake or this particular kind of recipe, but I did find that milk, heavy cream, half and half, it works just fine. So it just mixes well with the butter. Instead of using like 2 and 3 sticks of butter, I'll just go ahead and I'll just use the heavy cream or the milk. So it all is still gonna bake up really, really good. So, and I might actually need to heat up a little bit more cream. Now, anytime that you do the mix like this and you see that you actually don't have enough liquid, you can always put some pats of butter. But I just knew that I still had some heavy cream just right there on the door of the refrigerator. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that like that because that'll just be fine. It'll still bake up good. And sometimes you can also go over it, like if you have a can of the cooking spray, I'll just do like that too. But sometimes it'll just kind of make a little bit of a mess, but you get the gist of it. But I'm pretty sure that that's going to actually bake up fine. Next, I had some cinnamon, sugar, and some pecans that I had just kind of mixed together that I just wanted to get on the top of here. I hope I have enough because it's just like I've never done a cake and then I ran out of the liquid. I think it was just a lot of cake mix. So it was a lot of places to pour over. That's why I said sometimes I don't use the whole cake. But sometimes if you want it to be like super crusty, then you can use the whole cake mix. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this sprinkled. Now I already have the oven heated. I actually have it heated to 400. And I noticed that with the dump cakes where you are actually pouring the liquid on the top, it seems like it takes a little longer for them to cook. So I actually did adjust the temperature, and I just did the temperature a little bit higher. And it still actually takes a minute for it to cook, but it does still cook up fine. So the 400 degrees is okay. It's not like it's gonna burn, and I'm not worried about this burning on the bottom because it's really nothing on the bottom except for the filling. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this popped in the oven at 400, probably for at least 45 minutes. But when we come back, I'll tell you the exact time. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, guys, we just took this out the oven probably about 45 minutes to an hour ago because I kind of wanted to let it set. Now, I actually did let this stay in the oven a little too long because I did start to smell it and it is a little bit more brown around the edges than I would like, but it's okay. I ended up letting this cook probably for about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. Maybe that's why it burns. So maybe about an hour. So I would say on 400 for about 45 minutes should be okay. So I'm kind of just wanting to cut this and make sure that the crust is all the way so I can scoop this up in one heap. That still came out nice. That's still really pretty, except for the edges got cooked too much, but it's okay. Now, this is the pumpkin cream cheese filling with a spice cake on the top. It is still warm. I'm going to taste a piece and see how I like it. They said something about me eating over the food the last time. This is really good. It's your spin on like pumpkin pie with cake. This really did come out good. So definitely give this a try. The first time that I made this, I actually made it with sweet potato. I made it for Thanksgiving and it really came out really good. So this is something that's just really quick and easy with canned pumpkin, cream cheese, a little bit of brown sugar, some vanilla, some brown sugar. You're good to go. If you don't have a spice cake, you can just use a yellow cake mix and you will be good to go. So until next time, bye.